Many of us grew up with Koss Porta Pros, Grado SR60s, and Sennheiser PX100s because we appreciated their audio performance chops plus take anywhere compact form factor combo, right? And now, decades later, I'd like to petition this, guys, to be added to that halo list, the Zaylli Lyrö, which shares the qualities of the others, but in a more grown-up, more premium package. And also, the Lyrö has a special power you usually see on IEMs, user tunable sound profiles via physical switches. Heck yeah, man! The Zaylli Lyrö currently is on Kickstarter for $180 and it comes in two colorways. The price is expected to jump to $250 MSRP outside a campaign, so if you're interested in this and obviously if you want, the best bang for the buck, hit up the link down below. 40mm dynamic drivers doing all the grunt work with 32 ohm impedance and 115 decibel per milliwatt sensitivity. That means they're easy to drive, guys. You can plug this into a laptop or any of your DAC amps. They sound equally good. Obviously, it scales as well, and that's the great thing about this. It sounds incrementally better the more power you feed it, and we'll talk more about SQ later on. Now, these two circles you see right here is not design elements. This is the special power I was talking about. Mechanical tuning knobs. They have two distinct sound profiles at both extremes. So if you look at the line right here on the dial or knob, when it's horizontal with the logo down here at the bottom, you enter the Zaylli on your tune with an 8 dB rise in the lows and highs lowered by -2 dB. And then when it's vertical to the logo, there's what's called diffused field setting, which claims to be more studio monitor-like. There are a lot of details that I really like on the Lyrö, and you can tell that the engineers and the designers had a lot of fun with this. The build and the materials are all really spot on, I'll tell you what. So starting at the top, double tensioner, metal band at the top, and the rubber strip at the bottom here. This kind of reminds me of an automotive drive belt or something with all the grooves here. I would say that for bald or people with really short hair like myself, you might feel some discomfort initially, but it offers a lot of grip and it really is effective. And here you can see on the slider, it is angled a little bit for your fingers to easily slide up and down once it's on your head. It's really effective, and there are quite a bit of adjustment points. Now, some people have said that people with bigger heads have found issues with finding a comfortable spot, so be sure to test this before you commit if you can. This is the folding joint to compact this down, just like the Koss or any of those ultra portables. Really nice stuff there. And this is the articulation that's available. So for this, actually we're holding this backwards. So this is left, this is right, and this is the articulation you're given. And right here at this pivot point is the detachment joint. So you press this button and slide this thing out, or right now it's camera shy. You slide this thing out, and I'll do this to show you how the neckband accessory works.
1 hour later.
And there you go. This is the behind the head mode. And I don't think I mentioned this yet. The cables are detachable both left and right, MMCX style, with an inline physical media control module right here with a 3.5 ending. And you can, of course, switch this out to whatever you like, 6.45 ending or a balanced one if you prefer. So I like that flexibility. Wasn't I just wishing last week that the Maxwell 2's slam disc could actually be a dial to change the sound profile and all that? And here we are. Along comes Zaylli. They probably heard my cries somehow. Now, officially, there are two profiles that are activated by turning the dial either perpendicular or parallel to the logo here at the bottom on the outer ear caps. But actually, you can also tweak to any blend of the profiles to your preference by playing with the dials individually, so you're not stuck at either extremes. Out of the box, the headphones are set on the so-called Zaylli on-ear tune, which aims to show off the Lyrö's low-end capabilities. And in this regard, guys, things like bass guitars, drums, pipe organs, and Michael McCary, for example, have like cojones and volume. And of course, though, bear in mind that these are open-air super auros at the end of the day, so sub-bass is heard more than it can be felt. The full capabilities are best experienced in a quiet space or at really loud volumes, yada, yada, yada. You know how it works. So switching to diffuse field mode brings a flatter curve that dials back the bass while lifting the treble a little. And I would say that this tuning works particularly well with progressive rock, jazz, classical, pretty much anything that has complex or wide dynamic range. And for what it's worth, after a couple of days of playing around with the sound, my preferred setting for both sides is at the 10 and 4 o'clock position using the line on the dial as a reference. And you're welcome. And here's the thing, regardless of which setting you're on, guys, the Lyro's core presentation is one of airiness, refinement, and distortion control. For example, with Taylor Swift shaking it off and Yuna crushing it, this thing puts like the main vocals in the spotlight, yet helps keep the imaging and weight of instruments and background singers. It's really darn impressive what it can do. Now, I did notice a slight recess in the 7 to 8K range on testier parts of tracks, but that's far and in between. And here's another tester, James Ingram's I Don't Have a Heart is so engaging, with the Lyro clearly delineating between the electric piano and the upper tenor sections. And as a whole, I would say that this kind of reminds me of some of the best HD series Sennheisers, but with the bass that some wish for. And again, I can't stress enough about how major the Lyro's user adjustable dial is. For those who want freedom from EQing and apps to customize their sound, it doesn't get any more convenient than this. And I'm honestly amazed more headphone makers aren't doing this already. Despite the solid build and materials, Zaylli nailed the ultra portable aspect of the Lyro. This has like comfort for days between, the cushy pads and the headband that work as advertised. Hours long or even all day listening sessions, I would wager, are not a problem. Watch out for those side folding hinges. They're like tweezers, I'll tell you what. If my level 1 clipper cut hair can get caught, it's quite possible folks with curlier or longer hair will face issues too. Being able to transform from a traditional over-the-head headphone to a behind-the-head by swapping out the bands is a fantastic idea. And this being the negatives, there's going to be a but. But the behind-the-head band has so little compressive force that only the largest skulls will be happy. I have a medium-sized cranium and I found the fit way too loose. And I cheated by folding the rear band at the joints, but I shouldn't have to do that. Yes, the elephant in the room says the Lyro is a Kickstarter project, and we all know how that can go sometimes, but just based on the positive responses within the audiophile and tech community who got early access test units, and how the company is already prepping to ship initial batches in April, it looks like Lyro is going the distance. And as I mentioned before, holding this in hand and actually using it, it's obvious that a lot of sweat and passion has gone into making this headphone a totally legit piece of kit. And this is what I have to say. Go out and get one, guys, before the price jumps. This one is definitely a keeper. Now, after this, as a follow-up, my next wish is for Zaylli to come out with a full-size headphone with the same dial system. Yeah, come on, Zaylli, you can do it. Well, that was my take on the Zaylli Lyrö, and I'm sticking to it, dang it. And thanks to Zaylli for playing. It's a really cool name, I'll tell you what. The Zaylli Lyrö has a certain, it rolls off the tongue really nice. And thank you guys for being here. You're the best audience ever. And you can really help this channel grow. I would really like to blow up, if possible. Help me blow up. I'd like to get the 75,000 subs by the end of the year. Subscribe, like, reshare this with your friends if you can. I really appreciate it. 1 million life points to you. And thank you for being here again. Remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what? If you haven't seen the news lately or looked outside, the world needs it more than ever. And it starts with you, believe it or not. I love you guys very much. Peace out and God bless.